Hello everyone, Clint here. I hope everybody is doing great today. Today I'm coming at you with a cool case for the Z Fold 7. One of my probably most used cases that I use throughout the year, especially for my fold devices because it is thin, mean, and protective. And I really like it. And this one is from Benks. So Benks comes out with some Kevlar cases and they have them for all kinds of stuff. I have them for my S24 Ultra. I have them for my iPhones. I love Benks cases, and I have a feeling this is going to be no different whatsoever. This is going to be from their Armor Air series, and what they are Kevlar cases that are basically almost non-existent. Like, they are the thinnest cases you can buy, super, super thin. What these do specifically, why I like them so much, is it does give you good scratch protection, and it does give you grip, which these phones, as we know, are just made to be slippery. I don't know why, but a phone that's made to be in your hand also is made to just slide right out of your hand. I don't know why, but this particular phone here is already so thin. It is absolutely phenomenally thin. Regular size of phone when it's big, or I should say when it's folded, and you really, if you're really wanting to keep that form factor but needs some protection and some grip on there, you can definitely look at Benks Kevlar cases. I absolutely love these cases here. So this is going to be their Armor Air version of it, which does come with hinge protection. So a lot of your, aramid fiber Kevlar cases don't come with hinge protection, so you're going to want some hinge protection. And so a couple reasons why I usually, this is probably one of my most used cases throughout the year, and one of them is the grip. And then another reason is because it does add MagSafe to it, and you guys know I love my MagSafe, so I got to have MagSafe on my cases, and this one probably is the best of keeping you from having to settle with whether you want the nice thin phone, but you also want a case and some MagSafe, because I'm not sure how they could have got some some Qi 2 magnets in there. Maybe next year. I say that every year, but maybe next year. So anyways, let's take a look at the case itself. It does have some sticky on the inside, which is pretty common with folding phone cases. Because they don't, you don't got, it's not hooking onto the whole phone, and so you're going to need a little bit of sticky to help on that. So we're going to peel that one off right there. Let's go ahead and drop it into the case itself. It locks right in there. Oh, that's great. Now, this particular case here has two options. You can have it, just without a front cover, which works just perfectly fine. It does have this fancy little color here, which I don't remember that on the Z Fold 6 version. Also on the Z Fold 6 version, it didn't have MagSafe, so I didn't use Armor Air that much. I used their regular case for that because of the MagSafe. But anyways, I don't remember that fancy bling there on the side. Anyways, what we got here, so you can use it completely just with the back cover on it, or it does come with a front case too if you want to be able to use the front case. And I can tell you, like, it is miniature, like so tiny that it might actually be worth using because it's so small and gonna hardly take up anything of your case there, and might actually help you out with some grip. So let's go ahead and try this guy on here, and it's got a little sticky on the inside there, and it looks like it's got some sticky on here, which is going to have to, right? Look how tiny that is right there. Yeah, so let's go ahead and drop this guy on here and see what we get. Locks in there, locks in there. And then let's go ahead and press it down just so get that stick on there. And look at that. That is good. That is not bad at all. I usually don't go for this kind of stuff here, but this one is pretty good. I usually don't do the front case at all, but that thing is so small. They did a great job of doing that particularly. So you can see there all the way around. Now your phone is completely scratch protected, And you know, it does have a little bit of impact protection. I have dropped my phones with these cases on, and it's probably saved some pretty good dings on it. So I do like these cases, and they do have a tendency to get scratched because I do wear a Galaxy ring, and that ring back there will scratch it. But wow, that is, oh my gosh, that is really, really good. So let's go and do a quick 360 here on the hinge side. That's almost like a faux leather is what that looks like right there to me. Almost like a faux leather, which is going to give you some grip. Now it does open, but it does have a different kind of feel to it when it opens. It's not like super springy or anything like that, but it does stay closed. I have, you know, if you're going to drop it or something like that, it's not going to go flying open and stay open. It does spring back like it should. And then here on the bottom, we got your nice cutouts for mic, USB port, and the speaker. And you can just see how thin this case is. I mean, it is super, super thin. Basically keeps the same form factor of the phone itself. Here on this side, they have a nice little cutout for your volume control and your fingerprint sensor. That does help you line that up a little bit better, because I can tell you the phone naked, I really have a hard time finding that because it doesn't stick out. The button doesn't stick out, it sticks in. Like it's in, so it's kind of hard to find, and it's so darn thin that it's just hard to line your finger up with that. Let's go ahead and look at the top. Full speaker cutout, mic, no problem there. And let's go ahead and take a look at the bottom here. That looks fantastic. This design is super interesting. You got just a little bit of a logo action right here, and then the design is great. If you never used a Kevlar case, the feeling of these cases is just like it's made to hold in your hand. Like, feels so much nicer than the actual phone itself. And this pattern here not only looks cool, but gives you some texture there, so you can really hold it in your hand. I really like this. And that front piece right there does give you a little bit of action right there. I'm sorry, let's get back to the back. We got the camera bump right there, which is going to hold that. It's not going to help much with the wobble. It is a wobbly phone. Hopefully you just get over that. But it will keep you from scratching your cameras, because it does sit on the cameras when it's naked. So there's nothing you can do about it but put this case on there, and it looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and take a look at the front. That is super, super thin, but it will keep your phone from touching you know, whatever surface you have it on there. And it looks like it's going to be screen protector friendly. I don't know. I haven't got to put a screen protector on here yet. We'll have to try that later and see how that works per se. So let's look at it open. One of the better things about having a case on one of these phones is be able to grip that so you can open it. This phone is so thin, I really have a hard time opening it naked, but that does help for sure. And as you can see there, it does line up nice and even and flat with the front screen, which you need it to do, so it folds flat. And then let's take a look at the back. It does give you, you know, the hinge does come over the screen a little bit, but that's okay because you're not going to use that. That does look good. Look at that. That looks absolutely fantastic. And I mean, I can't tell any weight difference at all with this case on here, and it definitely allows you to, you know, be able to use any of your side action that you need to, whatever you need to do there. You can do all your swipes that you need to do there. Come over to the sidebar, which is super important to me. Do any kind of back gesture you need to do. That is really, really good. Really, really good. Benks is one of my favorite cases. This will be rocking on this phone for probably a little while until I need some major protection, and I'll probably throw on a Terra Guard or something like that. But that is super, super great right there. So the Benks the Benks Armor Air case, fantastic. They do make other kinds. This one is one of the best because it does have the hinge protection. So let me know what you guys think of this case. See you on the next one.